Hello everybody, I'm Peter Grob, and today I'm making how would the Class 1A look like if they were villains. Now, the reason I came up with this topic or this video is pretty simple. A lot of theories about the traitor is basically being Class 1A, which is logical because they're the ones that will be the biggest shocker. I mean, even the characters we do not care about a lot outside of Class 1A are characters that either don't really make sense or we won't exactly be So that's the thing. So I decided to make a video about how would all students from Class 1A look like if they were villains. Well, in my opinion, how would I make them if they were villains? Now, first thing, these all were drawn by me, so I'm not exactly as good a drawer as some other people. So there might be a couple of parts where they're going to look a bit odd, or would make or something like around those lines. I'm very sorry, but it's just fan drawing. I'm pretty sure everyone who's a fan of My Hero Academia drew a couple of them looking like villains, and well, they look good. All it matters is this is just supposed to be visual, because if I was just telling you how I would make them look, it would be a bit ridiculous. But anyways, with that said, let's get on with this video. And the first student from Class 1 that I decided on was going to be Tanya Lida. Now, with Tanya Lida, I kind of went with the more similar design, but still a bit different. For example, instead of his traditional helmet, I just replaced it with the rider of those motorcycle rider. So it'd be looking more like the street type. Then I put this blue spandex outfit for more skin tight, because I really don't know why he has this flubby, this more outworm, and I put exactly, and I give him those, what are they called? Those armor pieces, and an extra, and those pointy spike piece knee pieces as for an extra stab when he charges it and strikes you down. I also decided to give him a small little backpack, like a backpack that can only really hold like those small little devices, which can be removed if he presses a button on the middle of his chest. I will go over the top of his design because he's an engine type user. So let's see if I want to give him engines on his arms. There was really nothing to do. So yeah, that's how I would make their leader look like. Kind of general color scheme, only make it a bit more, a bit less and more villainous type. The next one is Mina. Now my inspiration for her design was Alien Queen. You know the part in the story where she said Alien Queen? Yes, I took that and just combined the two designs. I given her for some protection on her mouth. I put those weird two things that Kirishima has, but a bit less because these are just for her mouth. The connected to that is like this jaw, basically supposed to be the head that looks similar to those aliens' head. I also put those shoulder pads that are facing up as to how some of the aliens look like. Also those as you can see, I also put her those pointy the sharp things on her knees to as extra stepping deal. And as you can see, I've put it on her arms, those a glove that's more spiky and that can let out acid from her palms like regular. I really just used her original design and just went pure alien with it. I think it kind of makes sense for this look. Like maybe I didn't exactly need to add the green, but it looks fine in my opinion. The next one is Sato. Now with Sato was very hard to decide how should I make him look because, well, he has a pretty bland hero design. Like seriously, this is like the first cut of a hero type look. So I decided to just add him a bit red, take the white I add in red. Then I give him a backpack that has spicy sugar or some kind of or ice or some kind of sugar, so he'll constantly be able to devour it and not just take these small pockets. I also felt that I could kind of keep him going a bit rampages because if you're dumb and if you consume much more than you should eventually just become mindless berserker, like without thought. So I gave it that from the backpack directly to his mouth. Otherwise, his costume is basically the same. The next one is Hagakure. Now with Hagakure, it was kinda hard to give her a different design because the whole fear of her is to be invisible. So I just took the gloves and the shoes that she wears, throw it away and give her a bag that she could carry constantly for when she goes undercover since she needs to take stuff with her. Basically, that's the only thing I could do with Hagakure because, again, she's invisible. I don't know what kind of design I could give her except just making her straight up invisible. Well, completely. So, yeah. This is how I feel like Hagakure should look like. And now we have Momo. Now with Momo, you see, admittedly, the only thing I know about Momo, design of Momo was basically like, she's not gonna wear anything, so why not just have her wear panties and a bra? And shoes and a device that could give her the ability. Now here's how it went. I was thinking that maybe having a book and checking to see if there anything is, it would be kinda not exactly good. So I decided to give her a tablet to carry constantly. Like, it'll be like, put a tablet, and then have her like write in something that she wants to create, and then that helmet that she wears would get the entire design or whatever she needs to see to know how to create that item, and she could create it this way. The lack of clothing and just having her wear a bright band, this is because, well, it could come off more places. I mean, again, when you kind of have a person that's supposed to make things come out of her body, you kind of want her to wear as little clothing as she can. In fact, she should probably wear practically nothing. But that's not something we want to discuss if she should walk out naked. That's not something we should see. The next one is Ochaku. Now Ochaku is again very hard to decide, so I just went with a few pure fan fiction, just put her in a bunny outfit and say, hey, she can have control over gravity, so if she's like hopping, so if she looks like a bunny and uses her gravity ball, she could basically hop over the gravity and all that. It's a very important reason it could be said that I just didn't think enough, but hell, it looks cute. Plus, who would want to see Ochaku constantly look like a bunny in a bunny outfit? Right? Who wouldn't? And now we have Minata. Now, Minata was a very hard person to look intimidating as a villain, because at least other ones have something that could make them intimidating or make sense. So I just went pure fan fiction and just gave him a giant robotic suit that will basically give him extra strength, extra speed, and extra movements. Now you may say, how is this armor going to be able to use his quirk? Well, that's a simple answer. You see those pipes coming from top of his head that are connected to his arms? Yes, those will basically suck his they will suck his balls into to these robotic arms, and he could fire at them, them with pure force. Because I was thinking this way: if Netta is going to, be needs to grab and throw them, what if someone just sucked out? I'm pretty sure there's some other reason. I'm pretty sure that maybe he just needs to be the one touching them, but I feel like someone else could just pop them out. Or maybe another force should be able to. So, I just went pure fan fiction with him. Just make him a giant mech. Hey, at least he looks cooler than his hair costume. Like, seriously, what were people thinking? Now it's time for Aoyama. Now, I was originally going to make Aoyama's costume just like an evil version of an armor, but then I realized I wanted to go a bit more different. So I decided to make his entire costume spandex or whatever it's called, that stick or whatever that's called. Put those whatever they're called that he has on his regular that allow him to shoot from different angles, not just from his belly button, and put them over his body. For example, his knees, he could shoot. I kept on knees and on top of his arms, and on his hands. I also put one giant one just for the fun of it, so he could fire. I tried to make it more dark, so if his hero form is supposed to be this whole blessed, standing out. If he was this more shadowy, he wouldn't stand out as much. I kept his hair because, come on, he looks much better with his hair than if he was completely bald. It just helps his character. Now it's time for Kirishima. Now the reason why I went with Kirishima being in a business suit of all things is because, I don't know, I really like these villains who dress very professionally, and you think they're gonna be some kind of equipment users, but they just easily become super strong, and they can just bash you down, and they just fight, and then basically their clothes get destroyed before they get beaten. Yeah, so yeah, I kinda like this whole concept. So his whole business, so it would make sense. Besides, his quirk is hardening, so yeah, it would be kind of stupid to give him any kind of the boost. So yeah, I just really like that whole thing. Maybe I was thinking about Spectacular Spider-Man Tombstone a bit, but hell, that's a giant black guy. Sure can become hard as rock or harder, so it makes sense. Now it's time for Todoroki. Now with Todoroki, I decided that he should go that whole original where he covered his body with ice thing. So I decided to have his evil form have that, just so, it will make sense. Plus, like how Glory Eye was pretty intimidating. I decided to make the other half more out there punk, with the ripped out shirt and the skull theme, and have fire. So it really looked like that. And the spikes on his eyesight, that's just something that needs to be in ice type villains. Spikes always make them look cooler. Sato. Now with Sato, I decided just to cut out all the bullshit and just make him how would you expect from somebody who, from a spy movie, breaks in. So yeah, basically just goggles that allow him to see farther, like to zoom in, a completely black suit with a couple of small gadgets on his belt, and be able to use his quirk to basically swoop around like Spider-Man. I could go the Venom route with his design, but I decided just to go with basic spy type outfits, which does look decent at least. The next one is Midoriya. Now, with Midoriya's design, I basically went his original his like he originally looks like with how he's supposed to look like with his mask, which I don't need to ask. How many times does Midoriya actually put that mask on? I mean, outside his the first time he actually wear the outfit, and I believe he put the mask on during the Chisaki arc. Does he ever put it afterwards? Maybe he puts it on during the whole cultural fest, whatever it's called, the arc. Well, you think I would know Jiro's arc a little bit better, but who cares? So I decided to go this. Just swap the green for the blue. Give him constant weights on his arms so he'll always be in like training, so he'll always become stronger. And keep the mask constantly on him. It's pretty simple. It's more like how Owlman looked like in Batman Brave and the Bold, but hell, sometimes simple it works too. Koda. So here's a captain that that's how to decide how to make him look villainous. So I just decided to make him dark and give him more freakish. Now, in his original hero look, he has just general look rolls of teeth. By his villain look, I gave him more spiky, rat, demonic looking teeth. I also put a backpack on him, and that helmet behind him he could connect, that in which when he like speaks to animals, that sound would come emit from the back of them. Like, I think that would be working better, as he would need to scream to make a big effect. He could still do it, but be unnecessary, so to speak. Because I also make his whole muzzle that could allow him to speak face a bit more villain looking. So yeah, that's pretty much how I decided on Koda. Ojiro. Now with Ojiro, since he's a martial artist, I will simply like give him a black outfit, give him those, whatever they're called, those weapons that currently Raphael is gonna be using the New Ninja Turtles. Get his tail, put some kind of an armor shielding around it so he's not gonna get easier hurt, and put a giant and put a giant mace on it so his attacks would make a bit more damage. It's pretty basic in reality, like his personality. And now we have Tokoyami. Now with Tokoyami, I decided to just put a giant hood over him, to the point that he need to combine with Dark Shadow to make it fit him. So he'll constantly be in dark, and it will make sense. Like, seriously, like he'll jump like Dark Shadow, and if he ever needed to have covered, he'll be covered even extra because, well, he'll have a giant hoodie over him. It's pretty basic in reality. I mean, you can't really go more dark evil with him. Just give him a constant giant hoodie and so he'll constantly be able to become Dark Shadow, and will take a lot more light to defeat him. And now we have Soji. Now with Soji, I was just like, keep the mask on, put the military pants and boots just blue colored, and give him a bunch of weapons. Give him so he'll have something to slash you with. Because in reality, can you actually even boost his he's not exactly one of the heroes that needs to really work on his outfit, so I just decided to give him weapons. Like, seriously, I'm shocked none of the teachers have at this point will walk up to Class 1A, and especially Class 1B, you know, you guys need weapons. Because most of you we don't need to walk hand-to-hand combat. So, decide your weapons. I figured that Soji could use these weapons because he does kind of look like the guy, a brute who'd be like a Viking king. So, that's what's up with the weapons. Asui. Now with Asui, I was like, grab a reptilian villain, grab a reptilian villainess like Viper and that girl from Killing Bites. Change their coloring to green. Make that little mask or whatever she has, or is that paint? Make it a mask that could allow her to see, that will allow her to zoom in, and just have fun with her. It's pretty basic. One piece, gloves, those boots, and put her hair down completely a bit. It's not very much more complicated with her, because it would kind of fit with whole reptilian villainesses, and her froggy quirk could be somewhat assisting that. Bakugo, I just went badass with him. Keep his mask, put in 5 belts with grenades, put spiky boots, put a coat on him, keep his original gloves, and just put in those blue jeans and just walk around blowing shit up while looking badass. Like seriously, don't even go overcomplicate with it, just put this on and just blow it up. Yeah, it's not over the top, it's just simple and destructive. Because those grenades launchers he wears are just looking a bit ridiculous and over the top. And I do not care how useful they are. Like seriously, I know they're supposed to be useful, but God, use your grenades a bit more. The next one is Kaminari. Now with Kaminari, I used that line when he said that Stain was kinda of a cool guy, which is a popular subject, so I just decided if he was going to be a villain, he would be, well, like Spinner, a Stain fanboy. And the whole trendy thing. Just rip his pants off, throw the jacket away so he'll just be blue, put the red scarf a bit broken, put the mask on, and just grab a katana and just look and just do whatever Stain does. It's pretty basic, it's logical, and come on, and I don't care how many electric fuses there are. I could want to get inspired by. So far he hasn't shown any better improvements of his electric work to the point that he will do anything. So it's better if he learns how to use the sword. Whereas if the whole trailer theories are happy to be true, but I feel like before that we need some romance story between him and Jiro, so, well, more than just her blushing when he and Cola basically ask her to do something for them. I think we need to see more of that, if you ask me. But anyway, guys, let's look at that. And now, to my favorite villain design, Kyoka Jiro. As you can tell, I clearly took the biggest time to think of her design. Let's start with this. You remember in the a surprise attack by a villain's arc in which she was apparently able to use a katana or a sword, and she didn't use that before, and she doesn't use that before? Like she is able to use a sword, but she doesn't? I decided to actually give her villain outfit a katana. Now this is not gonna be a regular katana because it would have its metal would be also like a harder version of those speakers. So whenever she fights, she could put her earphone jacks, and the sword could like imply sounds that will blow you away, or knock you out of the sound. I also gave her a cat motif with her cat ears and cat tail, just because I want to give her a bit more of a burglar type. I've given her gloves that can spread out. Also, they have also a cat gloves that could also send the sound away to her opponents, because it does make sense she would have it more close to her so it can be destroyed as easy as her current ones. I also put those speakers on her bottom of her feet, which also have a bit claws, so she could have a form of flight. I given her a ninja styled mask and glasses to zoom in to see better areas. I obviously had to put her in a spandex outfit because it's Jill and I want to see her in a spandex outfit. And tied up, and naked, and in swimsuits. But let's ignore the perverted parts and look, and just say how they'll be looking villainous. Now, I hope you like this video. I hope you're gonna leave a like, subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future, and tell me in the comments below, how would you make how they look like if you draw class 1A? In fact, if you want me to draw how they would look, in your opinion, tell me in the comments below. Anyways, I hope I can't wait to see all you people next time. Bye. That idiot fool. He thinks he beat me when he did not snap during the Steven Universe thing. Well, let's see how he can do against his own creations. Hello guys and girl. How would you feel about destroying an annoying idiot?